So the great spiritual question for at least the past 60 years is a simple but complex question. I've run into this scenario across the 9 realms. That question is, has anyone seen God? It seems that most of existence seems to be missing a key character and they can't figure out where he went. Many of the angelic order are those that were placed on earth to protect and help mankind. The ones many of us came to call gods in many cultures, have had to substitute themselves and imitate being God because it has gotten to the point where the natural balance of all mankind was in danger of casting him aside as a myth, including his teachings brought by his prophets and their belief of moral values promoted by the divine virtues. We all know this is true because we live in a society that has done just that. A majority of popular world belief of each individual on this planet in this current era believe he does not exist, that he is a fictional character designed by an ancient culture and used to manipulate the masses' minds into subjugation. Some even go as far as to use hypothetical logic and science like quantum physics, which is a wisdom based on mathematical theory in which maybe 10% of it has actually been proven to be true, and their scientists are constantly claiming that theory after theory was incorrect and they have new proof that states that. Yet these believers in science before religion testify before masses of the world's population that their science proves he does not exist, even though their evidence is just as intangible as God is. He exists, that I am sure of, but he is transparent for a reason that the world won't accept, and all the scrutiny and questions about him, his assumed actions and accusations from the world around us is a very profound example of why. He is the creator of all that is, the architect, the big cheese. If he revealed himself to the world, they would all hark at him and question his authority and validity and even claim his worth of being the creator. He knows all this, that is why he will reveal himself to an individual but not the many. That is why people know through personal encounters with him that he exists, but you will not find proof to this. I cannot say that he told me himself this, but I can say that he may have led me to this understanding. It's actually a solution of logic rather than enlightenment. Why would he jeopardize all he has done, from what we know and that we don't know of, just to subject himself to that? So with that perspective in mind, it is easy to answer the most difficult questions we have ever faced. What is God? He's whatever the hell he wants to be. He made the place so he can do that and be like that if he chooses. He doesn't have to adhere to the dogmatic image of perfection, but he does because it benefits us and our belief in him as a good and righteous being, and so we try to emulate that and live as righteous beings to try and feel as close to him as we can and believe he smiles upon us for it. Which many times he does, until that ambition blinds us with virtue that we can't think or act on our own and become dependent for his intervention with things well within our scope of handling. Why won't he answer my prayers? Because he knows something that you don't maybe. It could be a blessing to you if he did, but cause sorrow and grief to another. It could lead to you getting killed by an unfortunate chain of events. There are a million different factors that all could be valid reasons as to why. But there is a perspective that I don't hear often, and that is, what if God, the divine image of the all-powerful creator, was just a phase, a temporary but necessary cycle of his being? What if the God we all expect came and went after he finished creation? Meaning he may still be out there but not as we expect, and for many, depend on him to be. Maybe he transitioned into that which was necessary, and in order to not risk everything from falling to the fate of scrutiny, transitioned into something safer and not as omnipotent. It is a logical solution to the great mystery, but once again we come back to the issue that he's the goddamn creator. He can be that if he chooses, but he doesn't have to because he designed the whole place. So these could be valid points, and maybe they aren't, no one knows, but considering the risk factor, it's even more logical to assume we shouldn't know. That the answer to those questions would ultimately do more harm than good. It's my belief that we should just accept what he has chosen to reveal to us and allow that to suffice for our curiosity. Besides, anyone who really is a person of faith would not wish to endanger everyone else just to satisfy their curiosity. So I would say seek to understand what he puts before us to understand, but do not seek more than he wishes to provide. Once again though, that is my opinion, which is based on experience and scenarios that could be compared to that of Enoch, Daniel, Isaac, Abraham, basically those who have been prophets that were shown things of the divine nature and tried to explain, just as I am, to people what was revealed to try and help mankind's existential problems of conflicts of faith and understanding.